Welcome back to Zook. We have defeated the air stage, so it is clearly time we went for a seaside walk.
It's one of the guys who falls from the ceiling in Sting Chameleon stage.
Oh my god, you're right, it is.
That looks pretty hot. Talk about your mom, not the level.
Well, my mom is very into volcanoes. Though I am really appreciating just like the zoom in on these giant background elements of lava.
It's a foreground element, actually.
They used to be background elements. And here's our weapon that we got from the flying enemy. It's a tornado hold.
That looks incredibly useful, except for, you know, the weapon energy being insanely limited.
Yeah, it's probably like the most limited in the game. It only has like 3 or so shots before it's basically empty.
Excuse me, you will find if you go back in the video you used it at least 4 times.
That's why I said almost. I appreciate that it follows all the bad Mega Man design choices, but because there's no like insta-death kills in this game, they're just kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's basically just mandatory damage instead of mandatory death.
It's genius in a way. I really gotta appreciate that, how a lot of terrible design decisions formed a coherent whole in the end that just is more fun to play than the sum of its parts, kind of like Dark Souls.
You know, there's probably would be a bootleg Dark Souls if we wait like another year or so.
I mean, we got like 10 of those.
Yeah, but 2D, like Salt and Sanctuary. Or Hollow Knight, which is totally Dark Souls.
Except that doesn't count as a knockoff because it's technically better than Dark Souls.
I don't know, in Dark Souls you don't have to equip the map.
These stakes are as hot as this lava that's obscuring our view.
Just appreciating that there's just so much of it.
But what if it was bugs obscuring our view? Wait, I don't know what I'm getting at. Hey, it's actually Tunnel Rhino's mini-boss, but only the bottom half.
Yeah, and then it's combined with that thing from Mega Man 7 in Turbo Man's level.
No, actually, that guy had a better sprite and looked more engaged in his job.
This guy just has a bazooka that's just kind of there.
So it's just like Wild then.
He decided to swap out his drill for just a spike that you can just poke the rocks with.
Yeah, it's great because everything in the game just does 1 damage, so even him ramming into you as fast as he can just is like, oof.
I didn't even notice that everything just does 1 damage, but that explains why the boss fights take so long.
I mean, you can like do under 1 damage, but like, everything else just does 1 hit.
It's called balance, you moron, you idiot.
What's also balanced is enemies immediately respawning as soon as they leave the screen.
Yeah, it's called the Castlevania Legends dynamic.
I mean, what? Don't you want to look at all these incredible animation frames? Especially on the enemies where they kind of edited them, but not really?
I like that the guy flies in the wrong direction in both directions. It's attention to detail.
Look, he's gun propelled.
That's it. Like that's how you can tell that these robots are evil, is that they're just not working properly.
I think the gun-propelled thing that is just taken inspiration from that Mega Man 9 level where you have to shoot yourself through the anti-gravity.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, you might be onto something there.
I mean, if someone doesn't know what I'm talking about, shooting yourself through anti-gravity sounds completely wrong. And I don't know how else to formulate it.
You're propelling yourself by shooting, that's how it works.
Yes, you're propelling yourself backwards and forwards by while you're floating upwards in an anti-gravity field.
Well, you are shooting bullets, so things are exiting your body. So that would technically give you momentum.
Yeah, you knew it. That sly old bastard.
Meanwhile, in this game, the anti-gravity doesn't work nearly as well, so you just have to make do with regular gravity.
And jumping doesn't work well, which is a form of anti-gravity, I'm pretty sure. I'm a scientist.
Well, you know that gravity only really applies to your feet. The rest of you is just totally fine.
Yeah, same for wall jumping, right?
We're playing as a Weeble. All of your weight is just in your feet.
And our good friend Broken Ladder makes his reappearance, and...
If only had a special weapon that could fire directly above you. Oh well.
Hey, get away.
Watch me do donuts on this really tiny ladder. I'm still not sure what that, like, mole thing was from, though, because it feels like it's, like, either a redesign or it was taken from another game, but I can't figure out which one.
Looks uncomfortably 2D when it should be a little bit more 3D.
I appreciate they just stuck a drill to his hand and gave him a visor.
You won't pass, but you shall not pass.
Go to die.
Gandalf the Rock.
Go to die.
Also with the tildes, I'm reading all of this in a very sing-song voice. Zook, go to die.
No, you forgot the first lesson from the first video. It's pronounced Zook.
Welcome to Zook.
Yeah, he's pretty racist.
God, I just appreciate that his power is throw rock.
Man, we both appreciate a lot of things. I do appreciate at the moment that the boss music track also sounds like it's stolen from 3 different games. Which is an accomplishment. Wow, he has the power to teleport rocks.
Yeah,
he does.
It's great.
I'm assuming that, like, all these boss rooms were supposed to be way smaller and it wasn't supposed to scroll up.
If you think about it, if you throw a rock and it ends up in a different place, you're also teleporting it. I'm a scientist.
I appreciate that it tried to show off the weapon, except the weapon show-off screen is actually a very tiny box. So when it tried to showcase the ground-hugging attack, it just literally just kind of hit the wall and just sort of sat there until it was done.
Hey, they were trying. They weren't succeeding. They were trying.